Hi, friends. Evolving Guys back at you with another edition of our Master Set Challenge series. This is part 6 of our Twilight Masquerade Master Set Challenge. We are working towards a Master Set of Twilight Masquerade. And in some ways, this is going to be the final, at least the provisional or kind of the initial final tally. We're going to talk about how we did after opening 207 packs of Twilight Masquerade. Of course, we're going to continue to work toward the Master Set in some other ways. But this is sort of maybe our first checkpoint to talk about where we are after 207 packs. So, as a reminder of what we did with Twilight Masquerade, we started off by opening a case of sealed booster packs. The sleeved boosters like this, they come in a case of 144. We got that case for about $400, so that works out to about $2.74 per pack. It's the equivalent of 4 booster boxes of packs, but of course a different product. And after that, we opened a Build and Battle display. This is 40 packs. There are 4 packs to each Build and Battle kit. We paid more than $100 for this product, but some of the value in this product are the sealed promotional packs that come with these. So we sort of carved out that value, and we're paying $100 to $110 for these 40 packs. So it's a pretty good pack per price ratio here, kind of a similar around $3 or so per pack. And then what we're reporting on today is our final installment, is the final 23 packs. And we decided just to go back to some of the tried and true mainstream products for each set. So we opened a Twilight Masquerade Elite Trainer box. We opened a booster bundle. We opened 2 3-pack blisters, 1 of each variation. And then we opened also 2 single-pack blisters, 1 of each variation. It's a total of 23 packs. We paid around $100 for all these products. We have a local card store that sells things for below MSRP, which is really nice for us. And so you can see that overall, we've spent, I'd say just, ballpark, we spent about $600 on all these products across these 207 packs. So you can see that works out, just like the very rough math works out, to a little less than $3 per pack that we paid for this. And so for point of comparison, Twilight Masquerade as a master set is a pretty expensive master set, especially, this early after release. You can see that about a week after release in late May, it was a little over $1,000 to complete the master set if you just bought singles. That price dropped a few weeks later by about $100 to $930. But I just checked it here in early July, and it's actually gone back up and is actually exceeding a little bit where it was about a week after release. I think this has been a really desired set, a strong set. But it's worth keeping in mind as well that $400 of the value of this set is just wrapped up in the top 3 cards. It really has those 3 chase cards, the Greninja EX, the Carmine special illustration rare, and the Perrin special illustration rare. Those 3 cards together right now are around $400. And so that's a lot of the value here. So first thing we're going to do today is just talk about what we pulled in these final 23 packs. And then we'll talk about, over the course of all 207 packs that we've opened, what are our hit rates and some other things about this experience overall. So first of all, just these final 23 packs, we actually got 11 hits, which you can see that, it's roughly almost 1 in 2, which is a better hit rate than we would expect. Across 36 packs in the past, we're getting between 13 and 16 hits. And so to get 11 hits in just 23 packs, definitely strong, probably not to be expected. And before I go on to talk about, all 11 hits, I will point out, we had the ETB that we chose. We all know sometimes, you get a really good ETB and sometimes you get a dud. And then, 9 packs in the ETB these days. And we had 5 hits in those 9 packs. And you can see here, we didn't pull a special illustration rare, which is probably the only thing that would have made that even better. But we did pull a hyper rare, and we did pull an Eevee special illustration rare. And so obviously this is really strong for just 9 packs. So the ETB really kind of helped the value of what we pulled. So anyway, going back to the 11 hits overall, again, 11 hits, 23 packs. We pulled 3 more double rares. We pulled 1 more ace spec. We pulled 3 more illustration rares, including that Eevee. It's our second copy of that Eevee that we've pulled. We pulled 2 more ultra rares, neither one a particularly high value. We did pull 1 special illustration rare, the Lana's Aid, that came from the booster bundle. And then we did pull 1 hyper rare, which again, as I mentioned, came from the Elite Trainer box. And so, again, I think for all things, short of pulling one of the big 3 cards, I think this is really strong for just 23 packs. Looking at the most valuable cards, I already mentioned the Eevee. It's the 5th most valuable card in the whole set. It's just an illustration rare. It's not a special illustration rare, but Eevee's obviously a fan favorite. Pokemon, and this card has continued to have strong value. You can see it's around $45. So to pull that is really great. It's our second one, which is, again, maybe not to be expected. So we'll be able to resell it and get good value there. And we can put that money back into working toward the master set. We pulled the Lanazade again. That's a very cool card. It's not one of the more valuable special. I mean, it's the ninth most valuable card in the set, so I don't want to say it's not valuable, but obviously not one of the big three, but a very cool card. And I think for many people, maybe the chase card in the set. So we did pull that, or it's around $34. We pulled a hyper rare. We already pulled the Buddy Buddy Poffin, which is great. So this is the second most valuable hyper rare. So great to pull that. If we're going to pull one, we may as well make it this one, the 15th most valuable card in the set. And then from there, it drops down to Dragapult EX, one of the double rares, but again, a double rare that has some playability. Although, it seems like the TCG is cooling on Dragapult EX a little bit. So right now it's sitting around between $4 and $5. So those are the top 4 most valuable cards that we pulled across our 11 hits. So again, I think considering just 11 hits and just 23 packs, I think pretty happy with this, especially the fact that we pulled the Eevee, we pulled a special illustration rare, and we pulled a hyper rare in just these 23 packs. So where does that put our hit rates overall across 207 packs? Well, across those 207 packs, we pulled 35 double rares, which is a pull rate of 1 in 6 packs. We pulled 8 A-Spec cards, which is 1 in about every 26 packs. 16 illustration rares, which is about 1 in every 13 packs. 20 ultra rares, which is 1 in every 10. And again, we have that now 3 special illustration rares, so then that really helps our average. It brings it down to about 1 in 70 packs. And we had the 4 hyper rares across about 200 packs, so roughly 1 in 50 packs for us. We were pulling a hyper rare. So as far as like big picture for these 207 packs, the good news is we pulled this stuff, right? We pulled the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. It's the 4th most valuable card in the set. It's the most valuable card that's not one of the big 3 cards. And we also pulled 2 of the Eevee cards, which is the 5th most valuable card in the set. So we pulled numbers 4 and 5 when it comes to value, and we pulled, again, 2 of the number 5 valuable cards. We pulled the Lanazade, again, one of the special illustration rares, and we pulled the Hearth Flame Mask Ogerpon EX, whatever the name of this new one is. So those were our 3 special illustration rares, the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX, Lanazade, and the Ogerpon EX, the Fire type Ogerpon EX. And then we pulled 2 of the illustration rares. So all really good. And then as far as the hyper rares go, those are really hard and temporal forces for us. So the fact that we pulled 4, and they were 4 unique ones, which is nice. We didn't pull any duplicates. Although, of course, if you pulled 2 Buddy Buddy Poffins, no complaints there. But we did pull that one, and we did pull the Teal Mask. Actually, I think the 4 that we pulled are the top 4 most valuable hyper rares. So the 2 that remain are the 2 least valuable. So that's helpful, at least in the sense, we're not going to have to pay quite as much if we want to buy those singles on the secondary market. So this is the good news across our 207 packs. Again, I think it's hard to be angry at this. These are some really good pulls. Of course, what we didn't pull, it would have been great to pull one of those top 3 cards, especially the Greninja, given that its price continues to go up. And it'd be great to have a hit like one of those 3, but also it just, pulling that card means that we don't have to turn around and buy it at some point down the road. So I think in the short term, I'm not going to run out and buy these singles. We're going to keep probably opening packs of Twilight Masquerade in different ways to see if we can still pull it. But who knows, right? We did pull 3 special illustration rares across 200 packs. So again, roughly one every 70 or 75 packs. So we'll see. And then I thought it was also just kind of quirky that across 207 packs, there were 2 double rares that we didn't pull. We pulled 35 double rares, and there were only 14 of them in the set. But in fact, there were 2 of them that we never pulled. And so those are ones they won't be hard to pick up in the secondary market. Although the Teal Mask Ogerpon is worth, I think, $7 or $8. So it's a little disappointing that, in all those 35 double rares that we pulled, we didn't pull at least one of those, right? So we're going to have to turn around and buy that. So as far as the Master Set Challenge goes, like, how did we do? So after 207 packs, and I hope, again, we do this because this is what we're doing anyway, and we're just documenting it for you all. But also, I hope it's instructive as you think about how you're going to build your master set. So, if you think that we basically open around 200 packs, and this is kind of how far we got, and you can maybe compare if you're opening packs, how many packs you're opening. You can see, I appreciate some of the comments that many of you have left about, what you're doing and how close you are, and if you're having a similar or a different experience than we are. So after 207 packs for us, the commons and uncommons and regular rares, we've had those for quite a while. No surprise there. I already talked about the fact that kind of oddly, we have 2 double rares that we're still missing, even after opening over 200 packs. So we're going to have to grab those at some point. I assume we'll pull them at some point, but it is a little funny that we still are too short. Illustration rares, I think, again, pretty solid. We're missing 9 of them. We pulled 12 of 21, so around 60% complete there. We're missing 6 illustration rares. We pulled 15 of the 21. Again, pretty solid there. It's about 70%. We've already talked about that we pulled 3 illustration rares. Again, unfortunately, none of them were the big 3, but 3 is 3, and so we're about 30% of the way there. The hyper rares, again, we pulled 4. They were all unique hyper rares, so that's nice, and they were the more valuable hyper rares, which is also nice. We're still missing 2, but we're 2/3 of the way to completion with hyper rares. And then we did pull all the A-Spec cards. No particularly valuable A-Specs in this particular set, and so those aren't as exciting as Temporal Forces, which had a couple, including the Prime Catcher. That was a more valuable, more coveted A-Spec, but we did pull all of them, so we do have a complete set of A-Specs. And the reverse hollows also have been, just for whatever reason, they've been more challenging in this set. Temporal Forces, we did much better at every almost at every step along the way. We were further ahead with reverse hollows, and after 207 packs, we're still 16 reverse hollows short of a master set, which is, just a little surprising, perhaps. So only about 90% of the way there. We still have some of those to pick up at some point. So here's our overall progress after 207 packs. Our overall master set, we are at 199 of 226 cards. So we're 27 cards short of a master set. It puts us at 88% complete. And the total value of what we have pulled is a little less than $400. Now, this doesn't count duplicates. So like that second Eevee is not figured into here because we only need 1 for the master set. So that's a card. And all the other duplicates are cards that we're going to resell. That's that $34. So far, we've netted $34 in reselling stuff. There hasn't been quite as much versus Temporal Forces. In Temporal Forces, we had really good luck reselling. There were some commons and uncommons and many trainers that, and even some of the regular rares that resold pretty quickly. And so this set, just in my experience so far, has not been quite as generous in that way. And so $34 is still $34. And again, that's going to get us some of the low value cards. A lot of the 27 cards that are left are relatively low value, so that $34 can go a long way. But nonetheless, and this doesn't count the Eevee that we just pulled and some of the cards that we just reported on. We're going to list those and we'll sell those, and so this number should go up, but it's not going to be as strong as it was in Temporal Forces as far as resale. So anyway, if you add in the overall figure here, if you add in the reverse hollows, we're still at 88%, which is kind of funny the way the math works out. So if you just look at the main series set after 207 packs, 88% complete. If you add in the reverse hollows, we're 330 of 373 cards complete, and also 88%. So that gives you some sense of kind of where we are after 207 packs. And you can see the progress here. Just this chart talks about after 36 packs. Again, you're obviously going to make a lot of progress in the early going with pulling the commons and uncommons and regular rares that you need. And kind of as we would expect, progress slowed down. We jumped up from 58 to 77% after 72 packs, jumped up only 3% to 80 after the next 36 packs. 36 more packs, we went up to 85%. 40 more packs, the build and battle display, we went up to 86%, only 1%. And then just 2% in this last, we had 23 packs. We had 11 hits. We had some good hits, and we did make some progress. We added a couple percentage points. We added a handful of cards to our master set, but that's where we stand after 207 packs. So as far as looking forward, obviously we've already talked about the fact that we didn't pull any of the big 3 cards, and we'll probably continue to chase those by ripping packs. I don't know that I'm, again, prepared to buy those anytime soon, but here are some after those big 3. We pulled the 4th and 5th most valuable cards in the set. So then we jumped down to the Kieran card, there's a couple cards around the $40 range. Then there's a couple more cards in the low $20 range. And then everything else that we're missing is under $20. So it's not going to be too difficult, I think, to pick up probably these 4 cards and the cards that are less valuable. It's just those big 3. And that's often what happens, right? With at least my experience building master sets is like between ripping packs and buying singles, it's pretty easy, at least over time, to build out most of the master set, but usually it's just those chase cards, right? And it's always that difficult decision of like, is it worth paying $100 or $200 for a single card? Or just you want to hold your breath and keep ripping packs and hope that one day you do end up opening it. Right now, because Twilight Masquerade is a new set, it was just released a month and a half ago, even less than that. it's still going to be in production for a really long time. There's going to be prints and reprints, and there's going to be Twilight Masquerade packs in different kinds of products, and there's going to be Twilight Masquerade exclusive products on the shelves for quite a long time. And so it's probably, at least in my view, it's a little early to kind of panic buy like the Greninja EX at $225. And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. But with the way prices have been, especially with some of the more sought after cards, the ultra rares, or the alternate arts in Sword and Shield, and some of the special illustration rares in Scarlet and Violet, who knows? Like a month from now, the cards could have doubled, for all I know. And so, then you'll be kicking yourself at not buying it, perhaps at a lower price point. So who knows? But I think in the short term, my goal is going to be to pick up the low value singles using the money that we've created from the things that we're selling out of this set, the duplicates and trainers and other things, and then maybe start working my way on like a list like this. These are relatively reasonable cards. And I think the prices are probably relatively settled. I don't know that they could of course move, but I feel like we've had enough time now that, they've probably settled roughly where they're going to be, at least for the foreseeable future. So picking these cards up at these prices probably would make sense. I don't think you're going to be hurting yourself too much in that respect. So that's where we are as far as our master set challenge. You can see kind of where we are after 207 packs. We're going to continue to pursue a master set. I think I might have one more video about Twilight Masquerade where we show our binder. Thankfully, the Vaultex binder has come in. And so we do have the nice Vaultex binder. We can transfer everything into the Vaultex and maybe show off the binder, at least as it stands now. I did want to talk for 1 second, if you're still watching, is, the question now is kind of how do we get packs, right? I was just doing a little looking around just for my own sake. I mean, booster boxes of Twilight Masquerade are a little over $100 right now. You can find them for in that 105 range, and that works out to about $3 a pack, which is, again, pretty good value. But of course, it requires that upfront, you're spending over $100 on the product to begin with. But from there, I think the choices become a little bit less appealing. You've got the booster bundle. If you're able to get it at MSRP, which is $26.94, then that works out to a retail price of $4.49 a pack. I know some retailers, including some big box stores, charge a little bit more than this. So in some ways, you're paying actually a little bit more price per pack. And there's no ancillary products in this, in the booster bundle. It's just the 6 packs. And so that could be good if you don't want those extras, but it also means that there's nothing else defraying the cost here, that you really are paying, that $4.49 per pack or even a little bit more. But from there, it's really hard to identify a product that, to me at least, seems like a good choice. The build-in battle display, the retail of those is $21.99. It contains 4 packs plus the promo. That at retail price, that works out to $5.49 a pack. Again, you got the promo in there, which has some value if you're able to resell it, or if you wanted that for your own collection. So that's not a great pack price per pack ratio. But at the same time, these are products that, because they're geared towards players of the TCG, you can often find them discounted in different places, and you can find them sometimes even like in the $14 or $15 or $16 range. And so then that becomes maybe a little bit more appealing on a price per pack basis. That's maybe around $4 per pack, which would have you maybe less than the booster bundle. So I'm curious, if you're looking to open some Twilight Masquerade, what products are you buying? What is your strategy for finding packs at the best possible price? There are some online game stores that have even individual packs they'll sell for like $3 to $3.50. And so that might be a way to go, is just bundle up a bunch of those. Sometimes, though, they have pretty high minimums for free shipping. And so that the free, if you're going to pay for shipping, that can often cancel out this. If you're a GameStop Pro member, you get $5 off a month. So you can use that maybe towards one of these products, buy a booster bundle of Twilight Masquerade with that $5 off coupon, and that might help a little bit. But anyway, what are you going to do for opening Twilight Masquerade? I definitely want to keep opening. It's a fun set, and you definitely, there's just some appeal to chasing one of those top 3 cards. So the last thing I want to talk about really quick before I let you go is I have already started to do some hunting for cards that we need. Knowing that we're not going to pull everything, and knowing that we have a little bit of money to reinvest. So I have spent about $25. I picked up these 7 singles. They're all singles that we needed. I did pick up the Teal Mask Ogre Pond. Actually, I was fortunate to get it for $1. I think my local game store thought that it was a bulk V or bulk EX, and didn't realize that the Teal Mask is worth whatever it is, $7 or $8. So I actually paid 99 cents for it, which is really kind of fun. I picked up several of the low value. It looks like 4 of the low value illustration rares, and then I got the Tatsugiri, which is was a little bit higher value, around $12, and then the Blissey Ultra Rare. So these 7 cards I've also picked up. I'll continue to keep my eyes open for some of the lower value singles that we're missing, and I'll add those to the binder. And again, I look forward to maybe next week we'll be able to look through the binder as kind of our last hurrah when it comes to at least our official Twilight Masquerade Master Set Challenge. But please leave your comments. Let us know if you're chasing a master set. Have you been lucky to pull one of those top 3 cards? How are you doing it? I've had some good comments about this in the last few days. And so continue to comment. Thanks for watching the channel, and please tune in again soon for more videos. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you soon.